Last in, first out. That means when teacher jobs are cut, the most recent hires go first, regardless of how effective they are in the classroom. Steve, you say if you're running a basketball team, you'd have a court full of old geezers and none of that young, raw talent. You hate this.
I do, because we can't have it both ways, folks. We can't say that teachers are skilled professionals who need to be judged on their capacity and then don't. Then judge them on how old they are, how long they've been in the system. That's how we keep losing talent. I'm not suggesting for a second that someone who's younger is more talented than someone who's older, but I should be able to make that decision. As the person who's responsible for the organization, I need to be able to determine whether or not this teacher is the best teacher for our school, not based upon, it's not just last in, first out. They actually get down to some things as random as where your social security number is, meaning that if you have a 0 versus a 1, you are the lower one, so you are then removed. That's absurd.
All right,
That's not how you pick teachers.
Michelle Rhee is the former chancellor of the D.C. Public Schools. She's now heading up an organization called Students First. This week, she launched a campaign to save great teachers.
The difference between how much a child learns in an ineffective teacher's classroom versus a highly effective teacher's classroom is about 3 times the amount of material. When you are laying off strictly by seniority and not quality, what that results in is the district's laying off some of its most highly effective teachers.
You know, Bill, it seems logical unless you're a 50-year-old teacher making 80 grand a year and your job gets more bang for the buck if you're trying to balance a budget.
Yeah, well, the evidence is overwhelming, what Michelle Rhee is talking about, what Steve's talking about. You look at the research, take a third grader in the 50th percentile. Give that third grader an excellent teacher for 3 years, he's in the 80th or 90th percentile. Give him a poor teacher for 3 years, he's in the 15th or 20th percentile. Seems to me that's all you need to know. A teacher isn't good because the teacher's young. Teacher isn't bad because the teacher's old. But some young teachers are very, very good, and we want to keep them in the classroom. We want to encourage them in the classroom. Some people who are old are very wise and very gifted. Some people who are old aren't very good anymore. It happens in all professions. It happens in teaching. If we really mean merit and accountability and we want to improve the system, then we ought to reward it. By the way, there need to be more rewards and recognitions of people like Sarah. And the problem with the teachers' unions is that they give no more recognition to Sarah, no more pay to Sarah, the teacher of the year, than they do to the worst teacher in the system. That's a broken system.
Let's listen to Michelle Rhee's math here.
Cost when you do seniority-based layoffs is much, much more than what they would be if they were quality-based layoffs. In fact, the best estimates say that you could save about 30% of the jobs that are laid off. You could save those if you were doing them by quality instead of seniority.
I want to bring in Kate Walsh. She's the president for the National Council on Teacher Quality. Kate, is the perception true that tenure is earned too easily and too quickly in education?
It's absolutely true. In states across the country, the average time at which it takes to earn tenure is only 2 to 3 years. There's only a few states that go out to 4 or 5 years, and it's an automatic. It's amazing that it is such an automatic decision because it is effectively a school system saying, we're prepared to invest $2 million in you over the life of your career. So it's a very serious decision that's treated very lightly.
Bill, I know you want to jump in here.
Well, just the focus has been on teachers. Teachers are important, very important jobs. We should reward great teachers. But let's remember, it's about the students. The focus should be on who serves the students best. That's where the emphasis needs to be on education. Not how teachers feel, whether they feel the governor likes them or not, but who can educate our kids. That's got to be the question.
Right. And, you know, there's a lot of other moving parts here, too. We're going to get to this in the next few minutes. But a lot of moving parts like, for example, parents, administrators, the kinds of challenges that are going on at home and in the community, and different conditions for different school districts. And that is the honest-to-God truth. Bill, thanks for being with us. I really appreciate your time.
Thanks
so much. Steve, Kate, stay right where you are.
Pleasure.
Up next, an elementary lesson in teacher economics. Where is all this money going anyway, and how come there never seems to be enough?